Stop searching for just any job. Find the right one. Look at your resume. Look at the last job you applied for. Now, I want you to ask yourself, am I in a race or am I just running blind? Because a ghost has been haunting your professional life and you don't even know it. It's a ghost sold to you by the gurus, a ghost they call the hustle. And today, we're going to hunt it down and expose the trap it set. 1. The any job trap. The folly of the blind search. The guru's first weapon is the most sinister of all. They tell you to apply for any job that comes along. They sell you the myth that any income stream, any title, any paycheck is a step in the right direction. Munger would say this is not a strategy. It's a diagnosis of mental failure. It's a psychological trap that blinds you to the most important principle of value creation, purpose, and focus. You spend every spare minute and every ounce of willpower trying to land the first job you can, but you're not building a career. You're just trading your time for a paycheck. You are running a race blindfolded. The any job trap is designed to keep you so exhausted from chasing small, immediate rewards that you never have the mental or physical energy to build something truly magnificent. The gurus aren't building you a life of freedom. They are building you a life of perpetual, unfulfilling labor. Tip: before you apply for another job, stop and ask yourself, what am I actually searching for? Am I seeking a career? Or am I just looking for a paycheck? 2. The Munger antidote. The power of extreme focus. The gurus will tell you to diversify your job applications, to have multiple options. But Munger would argue that the most powerful form of wealth creation is extreme focus. This is the difference between a laser beam and a floodlight. The person who searches for any job is a floodlight. They scatter their energy across a wide area, applying to a dozen different industries and roles, but none of them receive enough light to truly grow. Their energy is diffused, weak, and ultimately ineffective. The Munger disciple, however, is a laser beam. They choose one single area, one industry, one skill, one mission, and they concentrate all of their energy into it. The result is a force so powerful it can cut through steel. This isn't just about financial results. It's about life results. It's about being so good at one thing that the market has no choice but to reward you handsomely. The gurus want you to believe that a life of getting paid is a life of freedom, but the real winner understands that the greatest dividends in life come from a single-minded pursuit of mastery. True wealth is built on a narrow, deep foundation, not a wide, shallow one. Tip: identify your single greatest strength. Your mission now is to commit to spending the next 12 months relentlessly improving that one thing. Let others scatter their energy. You will concentrate yours. 3. The capital allocation of your time. Munger would say that your time and energy are your most valuable forms of capital. And just like a great business owner, you must be a ruthless capital allocator. The any job trap is a failure of this principle. The guru encourages you to take your precious capital and invest it in 1,000 different, low-return projects. Imagine a talented person who spends years in a dead-end job, earning a meager income with no chance of growth. This is a massive capital allocation error. They are taking their most valuable assets, their time and potential, and applying it to a low-return task. A rational investor would instead use those years to get a certification, build a portfolio or network in a high-growth industry. This investment would compound their value exponentially over time. The guru sells you a path to a paycheck, but the real winner is a person who sees their time not as a commodity to be sold by the hour, but as a limited resource to be invested for maximum long-term gain. Tip: create a personal balance sheet for your time. For every hour you spend at your job, ask yourself, is this a high-return investment or a low-return expense? 4. The problem of surface-level knowledge. The circle of competence trap. The any job gospel is a violation of one of Munger's most critical principles, the circle of competence. They encourage you to jump from one market to another, from marketing to sales to HR to tech support. This creates a powerful and dangerous psychological trap. You become a jack of all trades, master of none. Your knowledge is a mile wide and an inch deep. Munger would argue that a true winner builds a fortress of profound knowledge around a few key areas. He would use the chilling analogy of a doctor who tries to specialize in 100 different diseases. The result would be a doctor who is competent at none of them. The any job seeker is like a handyman who has 100 different tools but knows nothing well. The guru sells you a path to a job, but the real winner is a person who is a master of their own convictions, who has the discipline to stay within their circle of competence and compound their knowledge over time. Tip: draw your circle of competence. List every skill you have. Then, identify the single skill that is most valuable. Your focus should be on making that circle deeper, not wider. The world rewards depth, not breadth. 5. The folly of tiny returns. The linear vs. exponential trap. Most any jobs offer linear returns. You work an hour, you get paid for an hour. This is a powerful trap because it feels safe and predictable. But Munger would say that true wealth is created not through linear, but through exponential returns. This is the difference between a person who accepts a job that pays a flat hourly wage and a person who makes a single, massive, compounding career investment. The guru promises you a life of small, consistent paychecks, but the real winner understands that the greatest rewards come from a single, life-altering commitment. Imagine two people. On the left, an individual takes a stable but dead-end job that pays a consistent $25 an hour. On the right, another person accepts an entry-level position in a high-growth field, but relentlessly works to become a master. In the short term, the first individual is making more money, but in the long term, the focused individual has created a life-changing income that will compound for decades. The any job seeker is pushing a linear boulder. The focused individual is planting an exponential seed. Tip: be ruthless about chasing nonlinear returns. Don't just ask, how much will I make? Ask, will this career path compound my value over time, paying me more and more for the same amount of effort? 6. The true career move. Compounding your skills. The gurus tell you that your career should be an endless series of job applications. But Munger would argue that your greatest career move should be your relentless commitment to improving your primary skill. The greatest source of passive income is not a side hustle or a dead-end job. It's a high-value skill that pays you exponentially more for your time. The real career move is spending your extra hours not on a new job application, but on a book about your industry, a course on a new software, or a high-level networking event. This is the hidden dividend of your professional life. It is the time you invest back into yourself, the money you reinvest back into your professional skills. This investment creates a powerful moat around your career that no one can breach. The guru sells you the illusion of a full-time job, but the real winner builds a single, indestructible fountain of value, a fountain that no one can turn off. Tip: for every hour you spend on a job application, ask yourself, could I have used this time to become 1% better at my main skill, the one skill that actually has the potential to compound my wealth? 7. The transaction mindset vs. the ownership mindset. The any job gospel promotes a transaction mindset. It's a mindset of short-term gains, of looking for a quick paycheck. It's a mindset of constant transactions and fleeting opportunities. Munger would say that a true winner has an ownership mindset. The any job seeker is trying to find a shortcut, a way to cheat the system. They are trying 100 different keys and 100 different locks, desperate to find one that works. The career builder, however, is a master of their craft. They are not looking for a quick paycheck. They are looking to create something of lasting value. They are not interested in 1,000 different jobs. They are interested in laying a single, solid brick, knowing that if they lay enough solid bricks, they will eventually build a fortress. The guru sells you a life of easy money, but the real winner is a person who understands that true wealth is built on a foundation of intellectual honesty, long-term commitment, and a ruthless focus on quality. A life of seeking any job is a life of hacking. A life of building a career is a life of ownership. Tip: stop looking for a transaction. Instead ask, what can I build today that will create value for 10 years? What single brick can I lay right now? 8. The psychological cost, the silent killer of burnout. The guru sells you a vision of stability, but they never tell you the psychological cost. The constant job searching, the frantic pace, the lack of true rest. This is the silent killer of burnout. The any job trap is designed to keep you busy, but it never lets you feel fulfilled. It's a constant, low-grade stress. It keeps you on a treadmill of mediocrity, chasing small rewards while your mental and emotional reserves are drained. Munger would say that a mind that is constantly distracted is a mind that can never achieve true clarity. The relentless pursuit of a paycheck leads to a life of stress and anxiety. The guru sells you a vision of living life on your own terms, but the real winner is a person who has the courage to say no to 1,000 different jobs to focus on a single, massive one. A life of focus gives you the one thing the gurus can't: peace of mind. Tip: your mental health is your greatest asset. Schedule nothing into your calendar. Give yourself space to think, to reflect, and to focus on the single, most important thing in your life. 9. The Munger antidote. The circle of competence. The guru tells you to apply to every new job opening, every new trend, every new industry. Munger would say this is an act of sheer folly. It is a violation of the circle of competence. True wealth is built on profound knowledge, not on 100 different, shallow holdings. The any job seeker's mind is scattered across dozens of different industries and skills, from marketing to sales to HR to tech support. They are an amateur in all of them. But the Munger disciple understands that the secret to security is to own the knowledge in a few key areas. Instead of hunting for the next job title, they focus on building a deep, intimate understanding of a few great skills. They know their industry's competitive advantages, its key players, and its long-term prospects. This deep knowledge is the only true source of a safe investment of your time and energy. Tip: stop chasing trends. Instead, commit to becoming the most knowledgeable person you know in a single, profitable niche. Your circle of competence is your personal fortress. 10. The real reward. The psychological dividend. The gurus love to show you a tiny monthly bank statement, but Munger would argue that the greatest reward is not a paycheck. It's the peace of mind that comes from being in the right career. The psychological dividend is not a tiny cash payment, but the confidence and clarity that come from knowing you are building a fortress, not a trap. Imagine the feeling of not worrying about the next job application because you know that your one core skill is compounding its value for you every single day. The any job seeker is constantly checking their bank account, worried about the next paycheck, fretting over every market dip. The Munger disciple, however, sleeps soundly, confident that their focus is working for them, compounding their wealth behind the scenes. That is the real dividend, the peace of mind that comes from being an owner, not a job collector. Tip: measure your success not by the number of jobs you've had, but by the peace of mind you feel from the quality of your career. 11. The final choice. The owner's mind. This is the final choice you have to make. Are you going to be a job seeker who is just collecting checks from 100 different companies? Or are you going to be an owner who sees themselves as an architect, building a single, valuable career? The owner is not a hunter of paychecks. They are a master of their craft. They are not focused on the next paycheck. They are focused on the long-term success of their professional life. The owner knows that true wealth is not a collection of tiny income streams. It is a fortress of intellectual strength. The owner understands that freedom is not about being paid to do nothing. It is about having the mental fortitude to make rational decisions, to choose quality over quantity, and to build something that lasts. The any job trap promises a life of ease, but without the Munger mindset, it is nothing more than a cage of your own design. Conclusion: the choice is yours. And just like that, the conversation is over. The wisdom he shared is now yours. This isn't just a list of ideas. It's a blueprint for a mind of steel. It's a system designed to help you avoid the pitfalls that lead to mediocrity and failure. It's a way to become the master of your own mind, to build a fortress of intellectual strength that no one can breach. It's a life of profound wisdom, clarity, and success. But the blueprint is worthless unless you become its architect. This is not a passive experience. This is a choice, a single life-altering choice you must make now. If this conversation gave you a glimpse of the mental clarity you've been searching for, there's only one thing to do. Smash that like button right now. This isn't just a click. It's a physical act of rebellion against the gurus. It's your first step toward becoming the person you are meant to be. And if you are truly serious about forging a mind of steel and building a life of profound wisdom, then subscribe immediately. This is your one-way ticket to a new mindset. It's a permanent decision to join the 1% who choose to think differently. Your life will never be the same. Before you go, I want to hear from you. Leave a comment below and tell me, what is the one career path you are completely abandoning starting today to focus on a single, massive goal? The next move is yours.